Hey BGU fam, so before we get into tonight's episode, I wanted to bring attention to an amazing Black-owned company. For any of my viewers who are interested in supporting the families of these victims, I've actually partnered with Everything Ebony. You can find the link to their website in the description box below. Everything Ebony is a Black woman-owned, vegan-friendly, natural hair care brand. They pride themselves on providing Black women with type 4 hair, a prestigious and healthy alternative for hair care. The owners of Everything Ebony are very active when it comes to speaking up for Black women and trying to give a voice to the women whose voices have been silenced. Everything Ebony is currently doing a fundraiser for the families. For the month of August, they will be taking their highest grossing week and donating the entirety of that week to the family of the victims. So if you guys are interested in helping, you can go to Everything Ebony's website and place your order today. Again, the link is in the description box below. Now, stay tuned for episode 19 of Black Girl Unlost. This is the story of Roseanne McCully. "34-year-old Roseanne McCully, affectionately known as Rosie, was born December 8, 1986. Originally from Gosnell, Arkansas, she eventually settled into the St. Louis, Missouri area. She graduated from Ladue Horton Watkins High School and went on to study communications at the University of Missouri, St. Louis. Roseanne had a love for curating customized designs, which led her to start her own business, Glitter on 8th Craft Studio, where she crafted handmade products, sold affordable craft supplies, and posted easy-to-follow tutorials. She was described by friends and family as a beautiful soul and a very sweet and intelligent individual. She was known for her humor, upbeat personality, and her love for her 3 children. She was a devoted mother to 13-year-old son Caden Johnson, 6-year-old daughter Kaylee Brooks, and her 1-year-old daughter. She began a long-term relationship with Bobby McCulley, and the two eventually married in 2018 and had a 1-year-old daughter. Together, they shared a total of 8 children. The marriage started off as what seemed to be pretty normal. They portrayed a matrimony full of happiness and love. However, the marriage eventually turned into a violent and publicly toxic situation. Bobby had a history of violence dating back to 2008, including an assault arrest, multiple child support disputes, and more recently, the two were involved in a domestic dispute in 2017, but no charges were filed. On her social media accounts, Roseanne will often detail the couple's tumultuous relationship, and in more than one post, indicated that Bobby hit her. In a recent post, she indicated they were no longer living together and even solicited help moving his things out of her home. Roseanne's friends immediately became concerned for her safety. She posted on her Facebook page about being beaten so badly by her husband that she was hospitalized. In the post, she wrote that he stomped her in the head with steel-toed boots and he tried to hit her in the face with the table. She sustained multiple injuries and her face and head were swollen. A week later, Bobby McCulley wrote on his wife's Facebook page, "Everyone enjoying the show? More to come." Roseanne has stated that she pressed charges against McCulley after he hit her. Court records show that Bobby filed for divorce against Roseanne on February 28th. On March 4th, around 8:30 p.m., the St. Louis County Police Department received reports of a suspicious person in the area near Roseanne's home, but couldn't find anything to substantiate the report, causing them to vacate the area. 3 hours later, at that very location, police responded to reports of gunshots.
Story out of North St. Louis County, where a mother and her 2 children were shot and killed inside their home. The victims, Roseann McCully and her 2 kids, 13-year-old Caden Johnson and 6-year-old Kaylee Brooks. The suspect was identified as Bobby McCulley III, the mother's estranged husband.
After murdering his wife and 2 stepchildren, just 5 days after he filed for divorce, Bobby then took their 1-year-old daughter from the home, which prompted an Amber Alert. The Amber Alert would be canceled soon after, as police were alerted that the 1-year-old was dropped off at a family member's home in the early morning hours following the murder. Police immediately launched a manhunt for Bobby, and shortly after, his vehicle was found by police at around 8 a.m. after a report of a shooting in the 1300 block of Clinton in St. Louis. According to police, Bobby shot himself and his body was located nearby. In a cowardly move, he avoided 3 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of armed criminal action, 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping, 1 count of burglary, and 7 counts of armed criminal action. Authorities were in search of Bobby prior to the murders, after Roseann informed them of the recent abuse. Sadly, they did not find him in time. Bobby's mother, Michelle Clayton, was subsequently arrested for misleading and lying to police to prevent the apprehension of her son. Stunned by the unusual events that had taken place in their once calm and quiet community, neighbors expressed their feelings towards the triple homicide.
There's a lot of heartbreak in that neighborhood. People can't stop thinking about the mom and her 2 kids who lost their lives and the 1-year-old left behind.
It's like a dark cloud on this block.
When Lionel Harold thinks about what happened to the mom and 2 kids who lived across the street,
Very sad day for that to happen this close to home.
he can't hold back the tears.
Excuse me for crying. They didn't deserve that.
Harold is just one of many neighbors on Lockwig Trail in Florissant, now gripped with sadness, heartbreak, and disbelief.
I never get over this one here.
Police say 34-year-old Roseanne McCully, her 13-year-old son, and 6-year-old daughter were found shot to death inside their home. McCully's estranged husband allegedly shot the victims before taking the pair's 1-year-old. Police say the suspect later died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound miles away in North St. Louis.
Very beautiful young lady. The kids were very manable.
Neighbors say they last saw the mom watching her kids play outside their home on Wednesday. A bouquet of flowers now sits here in memory of the family.
I've been crying all. I ain't even been asleep. I was trying to get to sleep. I'm devastated.
My prayers, my family prayers go out to the family. I hate this even happened to the family.
Now, we've learned McCulley's 2 children were students in the Hazelwood School District. Neighbors tell me the family lived at that home for 6 years.
Court documents say Bobby broke into Roseann's home with the purpose of killing her. He confined her and the children against their will. After several hours, he killed them. Records also show at least 5 police calls from the McCulley home in the last couple of weeks, one of them for domestic violence. In a statement, a neighbor recalled what she witnessed during the incident. When I woke up, I heard screaming and yelling and loud banging. Rosie's lights flickered 3 times. I called her phone twice and she did not answer. I knew something was wrong. I called 911. They came and looked around. They did not see anything first. They went to the back and came back running to the front and with guns drawn saying, "It's the police." They kicked the door open and her body was laying right there at the front door. By the time I heard everything and they got here, it was too late for her and the kids. As previously stated, the police were called to the home hours before the murders for a report of a suspicious individual in the area surrounding the home. It is unclear exactly where police searched or if they attempted to contact the victims. The report indicated that Bobby was already in the home, where he later shot the victims before police arrived for the second time. A close friend of Roseann, who believes she was the last person to see her alive, reflected on her final days and texts.
She had a lot of people that just loved her because she was such a sweet person.
Stephanie St. John said her close friend Rosie McCully called her auntie and as a nickname called Rosie her niece. She says Rosie was private about the abuse she suffered till 2 weeks ago.
He assaulted her really badly.
Rosie McCully posted about her injuries after being released from the hospital. She said, "He was able to stomp my chest and abdomen, so the bruising and swelling is really bad there. Her pain was so severe, she wrote that she received morphine through my IV." St. John says she encouraged her friend to take her kids and go stay somewhere safe.
I said, I need you to leave the house. I don't care where you go. I need you to get out of there.
Friends worried the next time would be even worse after Bobby McCully posted this threat on Rosie's Facebook page. It said, "Everyone, enjoy the show. More to come." Police were seeking to arrest Bobby McCully for the domestic violence, but didn't believe he posed an imminent threat.
We had been looking for the suspect. She stayed there at the residence with her kids. There wasn't any indications to us that he was going to go back last night.
St. John said she last talked to Rosie around 6:30, but planned to check in regularly.
And I'm calling. She didn't answer. And I sent her a text message.
Around 10:30, St. John texted, "Answer me." The response was, "Busy, I will hit you back shortly." St. John wrote, "Girl, I was about to beat these streets," but then she realized that wasn't a normal response from Rosie. She wrote, "Bobby, let my niece go." There was no response. At the time, he may have still been in the house after killing Rosie and her 13-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter.
That is a sick, sadistic individual
who took the life of her dear friend.
St. Louis is going to miss an extraordinary woman.
So St. John said she started to go to Rosie's house last night, but was talked out of it and now regrets not going.
Following her passing, friends, family, and supporters rallied in front of the Buzz Westfall Justice Center to shine a spotlight on domestic violence and to mourn the lives they say were taken too soon. Roseann's mother also expressed her feelings towards the incident.
On Saturday in Clayton, people met to honor her and her 2 children.
I lost my daughter and my 2 grandchildren to something that I never imagined would happen.
On Saturday, in front of the Buzz Westfall Justice Center in Clayton, people gathered to mourn the lives they say were taken too soon.
It's so heartbreaking because she's only 1 and she's not going to remember a lot, but I'm going to make sure that she's steeped in family.
Police then found Bobby dead in a car where he took his own life. According to police records, multiple calls from the McCulley home were made in the last couple of weeks, one of them for domestic violence.
They saw exactly what had been done to her, and they charged it as some misdemeanor, assault 3 or something, which meant they could only put out a wanted, which means that they weren't actively looking for him. I mean, had he run across them at a traffic stop or something, they might have arrested him, but they didn't actively go out and find him.
Although sad, All Solutions president and CEO Michelle Sherrod says events like Saturdays are necessary to end domestic violence.
During the rally, Rosie's younger sister stated the following: "My sister was brutally beaten on February 20th, and 12 days later, it was announced that she and 2 of her children were dead. My sister did absolutely everything. She filed a report the same day she was beaten. She followed up with detectives and officers in charge of the case, but this was not enough to protect her. The last text that Rosie sent my mother and me was updating us that her estranged husband was still not in police custody. She was scared for her life, and she had done absolutely everything right." Roseann's close friend spoke about her refusal to be silent. People wonder why she kept posting, why she wouldn't keep her private life private, because no matter what, She wanted to reach somebody, get help to somebody. After taking a thorough look into the background of Bobby McCulley, police, friends, and family were startled at what they uncovered. Bobby McCulley had a history of women claiming abuse prior to his and Roseann's relationship. 2 previous women both made claims of domestic violence 5 years ago. Court documents reveal 2 different women feared McCulley enough to write to the courts. In 2016, one woman obtained a full order of protection. She wrote by hand saying Bobby pulled a gun on me and my child and aimed it at us both. She declined to talk to Fox 2 about her experience, but wrote on social media that her continued fear leads her to carry a loaded gun wherever she goes. Also in 2016, a different woman made a statement saying in June of 2016, we had police intervention for domestic violence. He has come to my home threatening my mother. He also sent his new girlfriend to my mother's home to fight me. McCulley's past also reveals abuse from more than a decade ago when he was 23 years old. Court records say he pleaded guilty to false imprisonment, which involves holding someone against their will, as well as tampering with a victim or witness. That conviction got him 1 year on probation, in which he wore an ankle monitor. It is unclear as to whether or not Roseann was aware of Bobby's criminal history prior to engaging in a relationship with him. Their 1-year-old daughter, left without a mother or father, is now in the care of her family.
I look like a cute poo.
This was the story of Roseann McCully.